It used to be hard for this family to run and play in their yard. That big pooch left its business all over. Dad would spend his time cleaning up puppy messes. Now, I make sure the yard is clean so they can play without worry. Yes, there really is a poop fairy.
Frida's Cleaning Service is a small family-owned business established in 2003. With over 17 years of professional, high-quality, and greatly satisfied service, the Frida's Cleaning Service will get the job done. Specializing in sanitizing your home, business, post-construction, and commercial cleaning, no job's too big or small. See for yourself and give us a call, 567-249-9172. La Frida's Cleaning Service. Our reputation is always spotless. Do you have questions about buying or selling a home, not sure if you qualify? Your local real estate agent, Antoinette Ware, is here for you. Do you live out of town, moving out of town, or looking for investment property? Well, let's work together and make it happen. Antoinette Ware can be reached at 419-917-6258. The name you know, celebrating over 20 years. Serving Toledo and surrounding areas.
Are you tired of driving around a dirty car? Say hello to the ultimate solution for your car. Quick Auto Detail, home, work, or wherever. Their mobile car spa will clean and shine your car anytime and anywhere. Their products are gentle on your car's paint, and they use only the highest quality materials. Book your appointment now.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live, it's time for the silky smooth sounds of Smooth Tim and Her Majesty herself, Queen Silvy.
Hey, it is Smooth Tim, and thank you so very much for dropping by and spending a Thursday evening with us on the Now You Know show. It is now my extreme pleasure to bring to you the world's sexiest granny, the Queen herself, Queen Silvy.
Well, you got that right, for it is me, Queen Silvy, on this terrific Thursday, the Now You Know show with Queen Silvy and Smooth Tim. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in this great world today. Hope you're ready. What already all know. Some super greatness you're in store for. Oh, my goodness. But how are you, Smooth?
I'm doing terrific on this Thursday evening, Queen, and how are you doing? Just a bit before the 4th of July celebrations. I think tonight, a little later on this evening, there's some celebrations going on locally, hopefully for everybody out there, too.
Get that shit out the way is what I say. Because you know you're going to be out there sweeping up all this mess they leave after they do fireworks in the streets and the neighborhoods and all. But hey, nevertheless, answering that first question, I'm supercalifragilistic.
Expialidocious. I suppose it's 24/7, 365. Queen Silvy, you are always simply.
I know. Amazing. Ooh, honey child. Say it again. I'm what? Say it.
Amazing.
You damn bitch. I'm amazing. Hey, but you're amazing, Smooth. You are amazing. We have some amazing kings and queens, my good friends, bringing you inspirational, encouraging, motivating. It's simply a...
Oh, it's a potpourri of entertainment for y'all.
It's a potpourri of entertainment. That Smooth said for y'all. You hear me? So spread the word around. I mean, you do have time to be kind and do that very thing. Spread the word around for someone else to come on in and get the super greatness we have in store for you. That's right. Honored that you're here. We have a, always great segments of encouraging, motivating, as Smooth said, a potpourri of entertainment. But we also have the Now You Know Show question of the week, followed by, we always end the show with a special video showcase. And this one, by the way, is very special. Smooth's going to provide a couple of clues leading up to the revealing of just...
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
Oh, well, I got that button, that little stunt button. Bzz.
Oops. Okay, maybe I'll give a clue or two.
So before we get things going, I would love to give shout-outs to my good deserving kings and queens all over. Like Pepper Gomez at Wake Up Music Rocks. Holistic Health Advocate Marva Riley. Marie McKenzie and the International Sexual Assault Recovery Institute. Carmen Jewel and Massage Therapy by Carmen. Simone Enterprise and Entertainment Company and the Simone Family Foundation. A Journey Through Healing with Beatrice Crawford, Daniel Lee.
Shout out to you.
Kenzie Petiniot, Queen Jenna, Queen Ashley, Follette Clark, and Kennette Rawls.
Shout out to you.
The Holly Myers, Peace Myers, Corey and Casey Petiniot, and Joan Mercer.
Shout out to you.
To Queen Aaliyah, Asia Tay, Maya, Camille, and Dejour.
Shout out to you.
To my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren, you.
Shout out to you.
Jonathan East, Lily Allen Sr., Wade and Katrina, Melvin, and Teresa LP, and Cynthia Kaki, and Mike.
Shout out to you.
To Queen Sonia, Kaki, Shanika, Alana, Brianna, and Precious.
Shout out to you.
To my good friends, Nancy, Delia, and Chrissy from Fort Worth, Texas.
Yippee-ow.
Yeah. To Ryan and the All-American Boys, Matt and Tracy, and the All-American Girls, eh?
Shout out to you.
I think I need to pause for the calls and clear my throat. One moment, please.
Woof, woof. Meow. Ready.
Baby, don't knock it till you try it. To Pamela Anderson, C. Shorty Franklin, Patricia Wilhelm McGiffin, Renita Easley Gold Rosa, Donna Ferry, and Pam Bailey.
Shout out to you.
To my good friends in Africa, Amy Kanima, Websterito Hostile Flow, Hero Boy, and Princess Aria Lua.
Shout out to you.
Sabrina Williams, Pinky Harmon, Sassy Savage, Robin Taylor, and DJ Team Broke 100.
Shout out to you.
To my good friends in United Kingdom, Beth Lambert, Nicola Jones, Bethany Jones, and Kay Cross.
Shout out to you.
To Lorenzo Gabaniza, Christine Lewis Anderson, James and Audrey, Sirius Edition, and Nana Linda Hartley.
Shout out to you.
To Edith Verhoek, Queen D. Brown, Sandra and Ben Johnson, Melody Gore Das, Miguel Montebon, Brian Pearson, and my good friend, Joe Max.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. I'm liking that. Shout out to you. Yeah, sexy. Ain't that sexy? Do it again. Here you go.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, baby. If you would love to be shouted out, if you have someone you would love for us to represent and shout out, we will hook you up 3 days a week. Every Tuesday with the multiple award-winning The Queen Silvy Show. Every Wednesday with Smooth Tim and Tim's Tidbits. And again, every Thursday with the Now You Know Show with Queen Silvy and Smooth Tim. As we bring the best in live entertainment, talents, topics, and resources from around the world just for you. So, hey, check out this resource. And when we get back, the ball is rolling with super greatness we have in store for you on the Now You Know Show.
It used to be hard for this family to run and play in their yard. That big pooch left its business all over. Dad would spend his time cleaning up puppy messes. Now, I make sure the yard is clean so they can play without worry. Yes, there really is a poop fairy.
So we're back.
Oh, I was totally bizarrely looking somewhere else.
You know how that goes.
You know, mine was on other things, but nevertheless, I'm also here for you. You are so in for great treats today, so you do have time to be kind and spread the word for
Like
someone
a little
else.
bit of magic I did.
Yeah, that was magic. Spread the word for someone else to come on in and get this super greatness. We're going to get things going with Pamela Anderson, who's making a difference worldwide and within the community, bringing awareness to dementia and all Alzheimer's. In conjunction with the Alzheimer's Association, the Queen Silvy Show, always honored to present
Super
such
important.
an important segment. So sit back and enjoy. You are not alone.
Dementia Talk with Pamela.
Hello, and I hope your day is going well, and I thank you for watching. You are not alone. Dementia Talk with Pamela. Now, I am Pamela Anderson, and I'm a former caregiver for my mom, Michele Boyd, who had dementia. And my brother John, he is living with dementia. Well, now is the moment that we all have been waiting for. With all the new treatments emerging and the fight to end Alzheimer's and all dementia, now is the time for hope. Now is the time for action. Now help us keep the momentum going. Help us keep the momentum going in your community at the Walk to End Alzheimer's.
In the fight against Alzheimer's, now matters because now we have treatments. Now we're seeing change because now we're making it. So now is the time to move with your community that will never quit at the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's. Join the fight at alz.org/walk.
Now, this is the world's largest fundraiser to fight the disease. And I invite you to register today at alz.org/walk. Now, this year's walk in Toledo, Ohio will be Saturday, October 18th, 2025. And this year's walk will be at the Glass City Metro Park, and that's at 1505 Front Street. So find your walk location, find a team or a participant. Now, this annual event raises awareness and funds for the Alzheimer's cure, support, and research. Now, your participation in the walk is welcome. First, you need to register for your local walk. Then you need to start a team, or you could join a team at alz.org/walk. You can invite others to donate for a cure. And I invite you to join my team, Pamela Anderson, as You're Not Alone, Dementia Talk with Pamela. So let's come together on October 18th, 2025 for an inspiring community event that celebrates our commitment to ending this horrific disease. Now, people walk for their own personal reasons. Now, I walk for my mom and my brother. So now is the time we can make history. We can sign up to make a difference. You can sign up at alz.org/walk. Now, next week, I'll share some team building ideas. So tune in. Now, this is Pam, and I thank you for listening to me. And I can be reached on a Facebook support group page, You're Not Alone, Dementia Talk with Pamela. And I do want you to remember that you are not alone.
Yes, remember, you are not alone. Pamela Anderson is so here for you, here to answer questions, providing all the research and knowledge. Go to her go to her Facebook group page, You're Not Alone, Dementia Talk with Pamela. Get connected, ask any questions if you will. It's so very important. Do you realize that so many people are
It'd be a good way for them to join the group. You get right on Pam's page and join her group. Yeah.
Yes. So many people are misdiagnosed that it's so very important. So please go there if you will. And Pamela, I thank you so much for coming aboard this platform, making a worldwide difference on this terrific Thursday. Yeah, baby. Hey, are you hungry?
A bit.
Okay, well,
we haven't had supper yet, have we? Dinner. Depends on what part of the country you're from, supper or dinner.
Well, it is what it is. We are so dang busy that I pretty much got to backpack food with me everywhere I go because if I don't, I won't get around to it, But nevertheless, that's where LP comes in at. He goes around the United States checking out fast foods when, he smashed it right in front of you. And then he rates it. And you decide if you want to go check it out, or perhaps maybe you have. This week, he's at Royal Fish and Chicken. I like me some fish and some good chicken, but let's check it out at Royal Fish and Chicken within his segment, LP Flavor Review.
Stopped by Royal Fish and Chicken, Columbus, Ohio. And LP had to come see what it do. And just by the first looks, man, it's a nice, clean establishment, nice, thick menu. They got them homemade cakes, and they got every Faygo you could imagine. So I got the red Faygo, and I got the red velvet cake, and I got the German chocolate cake. And the business was booming. And voila, look at that chicken and fish and fries. Man, look at that fry. Got that crack seasoning on it. Had to hit it with that barbecue sauce because that's my style right there. And man, nice and potato-y. A nice French fry. But look at that chicken though. Fried nice and hard. It just come right off the bone. Nice and hot and fresh. Wish you could hear the crunch, but that motherfucker was solid. Flavorful, nicely seasoned, and then that barbecue sauce just turned it out. Got that Carolina Gold sauce. And I mean, if they just toss these chicken wings in these sauces, they would sell a lot more chicken. Because the chicken is fire, man. Just imagine it being tossed in that buffalo sauce. Because that shit was fire. You can tell they make these sauces in-house. And that perch. Man, I love me some perch. Nice and crunchy. Hit it with that tartar sauce, gang. And man, perch is good. Real good. That tilapia, had to hit it with that hot sauce. And that tilapia was nice and flaky and hot. That motherfucker was burning the shit out my mouth. But that catfish, let's hit it with that buffalo sauce and see what it do. They gotta make they sauces in-house. They all so tasty. I had to hit it with that tartar boy. And then I had to come back and hit it with that tartar boy and that hot sauce. It's catfish. And I tell you, boy, this is some of the best, the best motherfucking catfish in the city right here, bro. Hello? 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 Yeah, look at this whitening fish, boy. Got me looking retarded over here. Fish is just tasty. Let's hit it with that barbecue sauce, daddy. And if you like your fish fried hard, if you like some tasty ass fish, this is the spot to be because this shit right here is jumping. Let's hit it with that red Faygo. And man, that shit right there was so fucking refreshing. You know what I'm talking about? But that German chocolate cake, you can't go wrong with dessert. And that fork just cut right through that cake. You could tell it was so moist. That motherfucker just melted right in my mouth, man. God damn, that shit was good, man. Goddamn, just look at this motherfucking cake, man. Some of the best homemade cake I tasted, though. And look at that red velvet cake. I ain't had one of these in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Fork going right through that bitch, so moist. When I get this restaurant a 9.2, look at that. I mean, this shit was oh so delicioso.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I do mean wow. I mean, that was a lot of food he was presenting to you there. I know LP somewhere asleep.
Oh, man.
Snoring like
How many
bug.
different types of fish? There was perch,
Whiting.
tilapia, whiting.
Perch, tilapia, whiting, the chicken, the 2 desserts. I'm finna go to sleep for you.
Like, wow.
All that damn food. But hey, they got it going on
As
apparently.
long as it's fresh. I don't mind, ocean perch or tilapia out of the, it's not as good as a lake. But I'll tell you what.
Woo!
They keep it frozen and it's not bad.
That was amazing. The chicken looked all right. But you know me. All that you saw LP smashing down, Smooth Tim can hook that up for me.
But you know what else? I'm not a big sauce fan. I like my chicken.
Yeah, I'm a wimp. I don't even do hot sauce.
Well, don't necessarily. I like a good tasting piece of chicken.
Right
Unfortunately, you got to get some, range-fed chickens if you want good chicken.
Mm-hmm. Well, nevertheless, it looked very good, and LP gave it a very high score. I think 9.2. So hey, Royal Fish and Chicken in Columbus, Ohio, apparently has it going on.
Yeah, if I was you, you're in the Columbus area,
right? If you've tried it, let me know what it be like. Because right now, LP said that is a spot. And you can find that and so much more if you go to LP's YouTube channel. Oh, man, you should go there because he does a lot more things than that. Like, he take the panties off that bitch. You don't know what I'm talking about. But you go there on his YouTube channel, LP's Flavor Review, and then get the hook up. And LP, hey, thanks so much for giving me a list of stuff for Smoothie. To go on in that kitchen and hook up for a queen, right, Smoothie?
That's a lot of different types of fish.
It's all right. We got time to go. We're going to hook
Yeah,
up.
I'm going to have to go get the rod out.
So, listen, we do have a special video showcase at the end of the show.
We do?
Yes, give me a couple clues.
Oh. The video showcase is kind of like a campfire story.
Oh, it's a story.
It's a story. It's kind of like something, or maybe urban legend campfire story along that lines. Yeah. But I think it's based on fact.
Interesting. Well, we'll have a couple more clues in a few moments, and then we'll reveal just what it'd be like, who this special person is doing the story that is so hot, and it's definitely worthy. So stick around for that. We're going to get our blessings on right now because that's what superstar Kayne Petiniot does. He is born blind and autistic, a superior songwriter, man of God, spreading the word and blessings worldwide. Honored to have him aboard the show. Honored to present to you God's word to be heard with Kayne.
What is up? God bless each and every single one of you brothers and sisters. This is Superstar Kayne Petiniot, and here for another fantastic edition of God's Word to be Heard. So, I have an announcement first off. I know that a lot of you have been wanting more music, and there will be more music coming for you all in the future. But for today, I have another spectacular segment for you guys, and this is today's topic. You need to get ready for the rapture because time is running out. Now, I know a lot of you people may be thinking, oh, people have been saying that from the beginning of time, We've still got loads of time. They've been saying that since the beginning of time. And you know what? Now, the signs have all came to pass. We don't know how much time we've got left. We are now on a ticking time bomb. And if you still think, oh, I've got time to get saved, I'm about to ask you a serious question. Do you? And here's a scenario I really would like you to think about. This is a very interesting story. There are 4 friends who live together in an apartment, and they're all packing and getting ready to move. And there's a moving van that is coming in a few days. So the older friend says, hey, you guys, come on. Let's get this house packed up. Let's get everything ready for the moving van. It's coming in a few days. And the other 3 friends say, oh, you know what? No, we've got time. We don't have to pack just right yet. So the older friend gets things ready while the other friends play games and watch movies. So the day comes and the moving van arrives at the house and they're all going to the apartment together. The old friend says, "Hey, guys, come on. Are you guys all packed up? The moving van's here. Let's go to the apartment. Is everybody ready?" The other three friends go, "Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. We weren't ready yet. Why didn't you tell us it was going to come that quick?" So the older friend, went to the apartment without him and left. It could be that same way with you guys. Those trumpets could blow at any minute. And you will miss it. All because you kept on saying you had time. So I ask you, how much time do we really have left? Something for you guys to think about. I love you guys. Thank you so very much for listening. You guys can find me on Facebook, Kayne, Kayne, Petiniot, Petiniot, YouTube under Kayne, Kayne, the Christian rapper, also TikTok and on Messenger. I love you guys. Thank you so very much for listening, and God bless you.
Yes, yes, yes. Bring on the blessings. Keep it flowing. And then pop out that music. Because I tell you, I love Superstar Kayne Petiniot, the music.
You said it's coming.
It's coming, and I'm waiting for it. But in the meantime, I accept this blessing. Thank you so much, Superstar Kayne Petiniot, for coming aboard this platform and bringing it. Why don't we give another couple samples? Not samples. Give me some clues.
One more clue.
You got one?
Sometimes there are consequences for your actions, and especially if you disturb an Indian burial ground.
Kind of spooky. It sounds like, oh, what you got for me? Well, we're going to find out momentarily. I'm going to reveal it because it's
either based on fact or fiction, depending on who's telling the story.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. Slide it over for just a minute, but we're going to reveal it in just a moment. Right now, hey, listen, if you don't know Kaptain Krunchflakes and the creativity, the multi-talented man that he is, you're going to find out right now. We are so honored to have him aboard the platform, bringing the vision, the creativity in so many ways, musical as well. Everything that you see and hear is all comprised, given to you from the heart.
Digitally created.
All from Kaptain Krunchflakes.
Yeah, the video and everything from
That's
this,
right.
What is it? Termination 420, I believe is
the name?
Is the name of this.
Ooh, let's check it out within his segment. Kaptain Krunchflakes.
Krunch
Kove.
All righty then.
If you don't know.
Now you know. Yeah. Thank you, Captain.
Thank you very much, Captain Krunchflakes. Woo, I'm telling you, every week I look forward to the greatness that you bring. And you know what, guys? You can get in between now and next Thursday when he's back on the show by going and following him on all of his social media platforms, because he continues every day, all day, giving the best. And listen, it is so definitely worth it. Captain Krunchflakes, that's the name. You can also go on all the music platforms, Captain Krunchflakes.
Yeah, I'd like to have that skill set.
To some great music. What?
I'd like to have that skill set to work with the animation like
Oh, yeah, I wish I could, but I can't, but I know somebody that can, so I'm enjoying it, and I hope that you are too on this terrific Thursday. Ooh, the Queen Silvy show and the Now You Know show and Tim's Tidbits all rolled up into one. Because we do aim to bring the best.
What a package.
I know, right?
And they can catch it all on our YouTube site.
All of it is available. We aim to bring the best in live entertainment, talents, topics, and resources from around the world just for you. I'm going to reveal right now, before I go any further, just what and whom the video showcase that we're going to end the show with. Smooth, come on, give it to me.
Oh.
Recap.
Okay, I said it could be a campfire story, urban legend, maybe based on fact, maybe based on fiction, and kind of centers around, disturbance of Indian burial grounds and that when, they decide to, go in and develop an area. Maybe you could go in and develop more than just a housing area.
Spooky. It sounds a little spooky. So, this is something that's written. Is it written by you, Smooth?
Yeah, it's based on a story, and I wrote it and came up with the story, and it's narrated by me. And like I said, it's based on what you could construe, fact or fiction, who knows?
Hey, it's an awesome thing, and we do voiceover projects throughout the United States, and Smooth is great at writing.
We do it intercontinentally also.
Yes, we do, and I love it.
A little cartoon that we do in Europe. That's where it's at, right? It's in Great Britain, that cartoon.
If you say so. All I know is it's great. It's narrated by Smooth.
It paid well.
The title of it
I know it paid well.
Yeah, didn't you see me go? The title of it is Skinwalkers, so stick around for Skinwalkers, written, narrated by Smooth Tim. But we're going to get these going because, we have some more super greatness to give. We have the Now You Know show question of the week, and then we will spill the beans with Skinwalkers.
Don't spill the beans. I don't feel like cleaning shit up today.
Well, right now we're going to get it on with the super greatness that Michele Boyd brings, giving you the inspiration, the motivation that we all need and can use. A little homework every now and then, because after all, you are worth it. You do have, there you go, a blue ink pen and something to write on with, and we will accept something else, pencil, crayon, whatever.
Whatever it takes.
Napkin.
All right.
Put the effort in because you are worth it. So
Yes,
let us all get what we need for Michele Boyd and Empowering Moments with Michi.
Hey loves, welcome to Empowering Moments with Michi. I am Michele Boyd, certified life coach, women's empowerment strategist. I'm a mom, I'm a grandma. I'm that go-to person all my family and friends come to when they are facing challenges. And I am a survivor of domestic violence. I pray all is well with you, that you have been taking care of yourself, hydrating, trying to eat the best that you can. Okay. So, there's a term, life be lifing. And I'd like to talk a little bit about that and what you can do when life be lifing. So today I'm going to do things just a little differently. I'm going to give you an analogy. So, this is an analogy of how life be lifing. This is you. You're doing well. You're doing okay. You got a few things going on, but not too much. Not too much to get worried about. But now you have a major bill that came up unexpectedly. Now, your supervisor is really getting on you about not doing what you're supposed to do, although you are. And your kids are being kids. They're pulling at every string. You got to take them to practice. They want to go do something fun. So that's taking away from you. You may have a significant other. That's depleting you just a little bit. And you feel like you don't have time for yourself. Ladies, you haven't had a chance to go get your nails or your hair done. To the men, you may not have been able to go get that nice clean cut. So, there again, you have some things that are taking away from you. And then you're depleted. You're working a job that you really don't like. You're trying to figure out what your next move might be. Do you want a new career? Do you want to go to school? So now, all you have left is just a little bit over here. But you know what, loves? You know what can reset? I mentioned reset and recharge. And what does that look like? That looks like spending time with family and friends. Going to the zoo. Going for a walk. Journaling. Writing out how you're feeling, so you can take a good look and analyze just where your headspace is at that time. You can spend time with loved ones, again, I said, and with each hug, with each happy to see you, long time no see, you start feeling back up. If you choose to worship, you can do that. If you decide you want to just go spend some money on yourself, you can do that. These are all things that can recharge you and reset you. Sometimes it's just good to take a good old nap. Another thing you can do, go for ice cream. You can buy yourself a lovely cake or pie or whatever sweet that you may desire. So, loves, when you reset and recharge, it fills you back up, because life be life, and as we all know, and it depletes us, it takes from us, and it leaves us empty. So we have to reset, recharge, and refill. So make sure that you are taking care of yourself, loves, because you matter, you are worthy, and you are very, very much needed. Take time for yourself, love your family, spend time with family and friends, and those who are very close to you. Keep your circle tight. I am Michele Boyd. Until next time, loves, peace, love, and roll easy.
All righty then.
Yes.
Thank you, Michele.
Life do be life, and she tell us it like it is. Gives you the solutions, gives you options, keep you motivated so you can work through and get through all the challenges that we go through in life. I thank you so much, Michele Boyd, for coming aboard this platform and bringing it, because you're correct. Everybody reset and recharge, because you are a warrior. You can do this. We all go through these ups and downs. Life be life and all this here, but hey, you can do it. And thank you so much. And tune in for next week and keep yourself going. Don't let it stop. Every week she's here for you, Michele Boyd, and we are too, Smooth and Queen Silvy, on this terrific Thursday. Ooh, yeah, baby. I hope you're ready for more entertainment.
Indeed.
That's what Studio Cats come in at. That's Phantom Frost. And by the way, on the side man is Nermal the cat, because, well, Nermal runs it.
You mean the boss, yeah.
Yes, Nermal is the boss. He runs it and does it. It's his studio. And, when he wants music and want to tap around on the keyboards and create a little bit, he does that too, because that's what he do.
Phantom just has to get permission from Normal.
Phantom Frost is the employee, but nevertheless, we are honored to present the best live entertainment talents and topics. Phantom Frost brings that too. So let's check out what he's bringing to the platform within his segment, Studio Cats.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pam.
Jam on, man, Fantom Frosty, and also keep it frosty. Yeah.
He did. That was Frosty.
Yeah, it was Frosty, and like I said, you can get that and so much more. He has so many album CDs available on all the music platforms. Follow him on social media, Fantom Frost, and get connected. Let him know what you think about this great music that he's bringing to the platform worldwide, and we are honored, Fantom Frost, that you are aboard this platform, bringing it.
Indeed.
On this terrific Thursday, the Now You Know show with Queen Silvy and Smooth. Want to get things going with one of my favorites. I mean, everything about the Now You Know show is my favorite, but I do honor the Now You Know show question of the week, where my good kings and queens video in their answer to the show question of the week. Smooth, what is this week's show question?
This week's question is, if you hear or witness a neighbor bullying, hating on another neighbor, what would you do?
Don't pull out that Uzi, that's for sure, and get involved. But let's find out from Pam Ross, Michele Boyd, and Kayne Petiniot.
Hello, Queen Silvy. I hope you're doing well. So, this week's question, let me see. If you hear or witness a neighbor bullying, hating on another neighbor, what would you do? I would step in. I'm not going to sit back and watch something like that. I don't know how anyone could. I don't care who that person was, how big they were. No, I'm not going to sit back and watch that. I would step in. I'd also call the police. That's just not something you walk away from, in my opinion. We're here to help each other, not walk away when you see someone in trouble. So, yeah, I would definitely do something about that. That's just me. Anyways, I hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you again next time. Bye.
Hey, Queen Silvy, Smooth Timber, everyone. I'm Michelle. I'm here to answer the question of the week, which is, if you hear and or witness a neighbor bullying or hating on another neighbor, what would you do? There are three scenarios. The first scenario, if they are outside, I would come outside my home and I would just stand and stare, because sometimes when you stare at people, it brings to their attention what they are doing is wrong. Secondly, I would say something like the old folks would say is, that ain't right. It's not good English, but something to that effect. Thirdly, if it seems that it is becoming if that person is becoming extremely aggressive or is becoming violent towards that other person, I would then call the police, because no one deserves to be bullied, especially at their own home where they are supposed to have peace. So those are the three things that one of those three I would do. I am Michele Boyd, certified life coach, women's empowerment strategist. My Instagram handle is Heaven Sent Life Coaching ATL. Until next time, bye.
So this week's question is, if you hear and or witness one neighbor bullying another neighbor, what would you do? And that is a great question. In all honesty, because of my condition, the only thing I'd be able to do is really call the police, because you don't know each side to a different story. So that's the best way I would know how to do it, and let the police handle everything, in all honesty, because I couldn't risk myself getting hurt really either.
Very interesting and well said, indeed.
Interesting.
It is. Smooth, what about you? I'll ask you before we continue, because there is more.
Okay. So, I was ex-popo, right? And so I would intervene, right? I would defuse the situation and try to develop a compromise, so that they could, take this somewhere else or handle it in a more civil way. So that's just, it's my inbred way of handling things. Intervene and diffuse it and see if you can get them to compromise
I tell you what, things have changed. It's not the same as back in the day.
It's dangerous.
It's crazy out here. If somebody is in the wrong frame of mind and you're outside and you doing this and that wrong, hey, what frame of mind do you think you're going to go to next? You have to be careful in saying something, because then we get a drive-by shooting at your house. Somebody going to be hating on you next.
And you never know when you intervene. It could I have went into domestic violence situations to where, all of a sudden the spouse, if you're, restraining the other one that may be,
Domestic.
the aggressor, the other spouse will come into their defense, and you got to be careful. You can get stabbed.
Yeah,
it's
right.
crazy.
What you doing? He was beating me up, and I like it. I'm like, girl, y'all both need help. Man. You hear me?
So even if you intervene, you need to be careful.
But you Michelle made a good point. Come outside.
Yeah,
These days,
stare at 'em, maybe.
times are so different.
Yeah.
I just have my phone recording it because it might help that person getting hurt when they go to court or any situation. I'm backing on what just happened. I'll just sit there and record, call 911, let them handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah, take it step by step. Maybe just a stare.
Just gotta
as
be
Michelle
careful.
said, may do the trick. Maybe walking over towards their property. There's we're being.
I ain't trying to walk up on a bullet. You hear me?
That can happen.
Right. I've seen it done. So, nevertheless, we're going to continue it on, though, because there is Marva Riley, Sylvia Wilson-Elgin, and Marie McKenzie. Check it out.
Hi, it's Marva O'Reilly, and the question of the day is, if I witness a neighbor bullying or being nasty to another neighbor, what would I do? Something like that. Nothing. It's not my business. Why would I interfere in other neighbors' issues? It's just not my business. I would not interfere. My name is Marva Riley. I'm a holistic health advocate, and you can grab a copy of my 4 health and wellness books on Amazon for $9.99. Follow me on YouTube, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Take care of yourself. I try to mind my own business. It's the safest way to be.
Hi, thanks for tuning into this week's segment of the Now You Know question of the week. I am Queen Sylvia, and the question of the week is, if you hear and or witness a neighbor bullying, hating on another neighbor, what would you do? That is an extremely hard question for me in today's world that we live in. I would hope and pray that I would be able to intervene and say something with this light that so many people say that I have when I enter a room that could diffuse the situation. But I would definitely have to know the people first, know their personalities before I step in and say anything. In today's world, back in the day, that would have been totally different. But I am of at that age to where my life is important to me as well. And people do not like you coming up telling them anything. But if I know the people, I would hope and pray that I would be able to intervene. I would be able to say something that would diffuse the situation. Thanks, Queen Sylvia and Smooth Tim, for this opportunity. Again, I am Queen Sylvia. You can follow me on Facebook at Sylvia Wilson Elgin and Extraordinary People, Sylvia in the Community as well, and Crown Waymaker Creations as well, and on YouTube at Extraordinary People. Have a happy 4th of July. I know I'm dating this. I'm sorry. Bye.
Hello, everyone. I am Marie, here today to answer the question of the week, which is, if you hear or witness a neighbor bullying or hating on another neighbor, what would you do? If I saw a neighbor bullying or hating on another, I would not stay silent. I'd speak up respectfully but firmly, because silence makes me a part of the problem. Of course, if it felt unsafe, I'd document what I saw and report it to someone who can step in, like the local HOA or authorities. We are all part of a community, and it's our job to look out for each other. Kindness isn't optional. It's how we build safe neighborhoods for everyone. I am Marie McKenzie, your sexual assault coach, helping healthcare teams care for sexual assault survivors with confidence. Connect with me on social media at Marie McKenzie Coaching. See you next time.
Thank you, everybody.
Very well said, and the point very well taken, because you all are right. There's no wrong answer in this question, but it is, I won't say deep question, because, like I said before, things have changed. Some people get involved, some people don't get involved.
Approach with caution. All of them made mention. Yeah, approach with caution. If you intervene.
I can just see my block, though. Something like that happening. Everybody on the block is out with their phone.
Ain't that the truth? Mm-hmm. Yeah, instead of doing anything about it, they've got their phone up there.
They're out recording, trying to get famous on YouTube or somewhere.
This is going to get view maximus.
Instead of taking on the seriousness of the instance, and just at least call 911 or something.
Isn't that kind of the trend, though? You got a real point.
That's what they're going to do.
You see a lot of stuff going down, and all of a sudden, instead of calling the authorities, they're recording so they can get some views.
Mm-hmm. Sure enough, you see it all the time. You see people in the streets fighting, and whole crowd of people, and all they're doing is instigating and recording instead of doing something about it. But nevertheless, I thank you all. I really want to, before we get into...
You got me sad now. Society can be like...
Well, I have something to pick you up, and that's this wonderful, wonderful reading, this wonderful piece written by Smooth Tim, entitled Skinwalkers. We're going to get into that in just a moment. But I must take the time to thank you. That's right. Thanking you for being here, listening and watching and spreading the word for the super greatness that we provide every Thursday on the Now You Know show with Queen Silvy and Smooth Tim. It means a great deal to us. I also thank you, Pamela Anderson, and you are not alone. Dementia Talk with Pamela, LP with LPs Flavor Review, God's Word to be Heard with Superstar Kayne Petiniot, Captain Krunchflakes, Krunch Kove, Michele Boyd, and Empowering Moments with Michi, Fantom Frost, and Studio Cats. And everyone that participated this week with the show question of the week: Pam Ross, Michele Boyd, Kayne Petiniot, Marie McKenzie, Marva Riley, and Sylvia Wilson Elgin. We thank you all so very much. And Smooth Tim. I didn't forget you. Just wanted you on your P's and Q's. What about me?
Make sure I was paying attention.
Smooth Tim included as well. And in fact, Smooth is going to let you know how you can come aboard and be a part of the Now You Know show question of the week panelists. Perhaps you'd love to start your own segment aboard the platform, or perhaps you'd love to be a guest on the Queen Silvy show, as well as how we can be followed on social media.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Would you like to accomplish any of the aforementioned by Queen Silvy? You can simply go to our YouTube site and catch up on all our past episodes, The Queen Silvy Show. And or if you would like to be a guest or maybe host a segment on the Now You Know show, you can go to www.thequeensilvyshow.com, contact tab, and give us your message and email. Simple.
And Smooth will get
we
you
keep
taken
it
care
simple.
Of.
Everything is under Queen Silvy.
That's right. And Smooth Tim will take care of things. Right, Smooth?
Yes, ma'am.
So, the name is Skinwalkers. Kind of a little bit creepy, according to some of those clues that you provided. But you judge for yourself. Narrated by Smooth Tim, entitled Skinwalkers. So, I'm going to skinwalk my butt in there and grab me something to snack on.
You're not so skinny.
And you do the same if that's what you want to do, but nevertheless, make the most of your morning, afternoon, evening. Be kind to yourself, your family, your friends. Check on your neighbors, if you will. But with that said,
until next week, Now you know, folks. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
I never heard the term skinwalkers before I arrived in New Mexico. My company worked on ancient artifacts, and they had put me in charge of a newly acquired excavation site there. Well, I pretty much kept to myself and never really spent much time exploring the local area. Occasionally, I would hear the men that were working with me complain about noises at nights, keeping them awake. Well, I didn't care for the scary stories and didn't care about what was outside as long as it didn't interrupt my sleep. At first, it was all fun. The men would talk about paranormal sightings. Never having experienced anything like that kind of made it interesting. It wasn't until one of the crew didn't show up for work one day. Well, that made the rest of us start taking these stories maybe a little more seriously. Another time, one of the men was found hiding in his trailer. The guy that found him told us that he was huddled in the corner, mumbling to himself over and over and over, "It had hooves, no eyes." I felt bad for him. The stress of work was probably what was getting to him, in my opinion, and the other men started to get a little worked up about these strange events. One night I went over to the local bar and I found 3 of the guys talking to the bartender about the possibility of something weird happening back at our camp. Well, the bartender wasn't happy about the guys bringing up folklore that they knew nothing about and occasionally would leave them to serve his other patrons. One of the men started talking about skinwalkers, and the rest listened closely. They had all had a few drinks in them and they were getting kind of loud. Everyone in the bar started looking at them, annoyed because of how obnoxious they were getting. I began thinking of how stupid the men were looking when I noticed an older man looking closely at the group. He looked angry and he approached them very slowly, not saying a word. One of the men looked at him and asked what he wanted. The old man again didn't respond, just stared at them. Well, I stood up, hoping none of these drunks were dumb enough to start a fight with the old man. The old man just stood there, staring intently at them as they continued taunting and harassing him. Eventually, they got bored and turned their backs on him. The subject of skinwalkers again came up. This is when the old man finally spoke up. "Stop talking about things you know nothing about." The men turned around and stood up. Well, I moved closer in hopes that they would notice me and back off of the old man, but the old man stood his ground and told them not to be disrespectful and not to be meddling in things that was way past their understanding. Well, the men got irritated, and right as one of them was about to step in on the old man, I finally butted in. Well, being their supervisor, I told them to leave and return to camp. This left just both me and the old man behind, shaking our heads at one another. I apologized and told him that they were just a bunch of immature kids that couldn't handle their alcohol. He said that the locals didn't like talking about that subject and that talking about that would only bring unwanted attention. Well, not wanting to be rude, I only nodded and told the old man I'd keep an eye on my team. I returned to camp and saw one of the men from the bar passed out in a chair on his front porch, still holding a beer. Well, I was tired. I went straight to bed. It must have been around 3 in the morning when I woke up to the sound of the men outside yelling. I got up and walked out, still half asleep, to find everyone standing around something. I walked up and was immediately overwhelmed by the stench and horrific sight of the man who was once asleep in his chair, now dead, and his throat had been slashed. It appears that he had taken his own life with a piece of a broken beer bottle. I walked away sick into my stomach, and I walked up a small path, feeling sick, and started puking. When I had finished and was about to walk back, I heard something behind me. When I turned around and I looked up the path, I was able to make out that someone was now not too far from me. I thought maybe it was one of the other men who was feeling sick. However, the person up ahead was moving in a very strange way. I called out for the person to identify himself, but there was no response. But he began walking closer, very close, and his body was strangely jerking with every step. He looked like a child learning how to walk. I called out once again for the person to identify himself. Only this time, there was a response. He, or it, spoke my name. The voice sent chills up my spine. The voice was inhuman, yet it tried to sound as human as possible. Its body was twitching and jerking, which is what was really freaking me out. I started to step back, trying to decide what I'm going to do if it speaks again. It did speak again, but it didn't make any sense, and I couldn't understand what he was trying to say. It wasn't until he walked up closer and the moonlight finally hit the face that I realized this is not a human. This thing, this creature, was a shell of what had been Carl the man, whom I'd just seen dead moments ago, now looking more like a goat. Carl's skin appeared stretched out and his face twisted and distorted like a hideous Halloween mask. His legs looked strange and his feet, oh, they weren't feet at all. They were now hooves. I ran out of there as fast as I could, only occasionally looking back, hoping it wasn't following me. Everyone was so focused on Carl's dead body, they didn't notice me running frantically into my trailer. I called the local sheriff's office. He was already on his way after the report of Carl's death. I sat in my trailer not knowing what to do, what to think. I decided to wait until the sheriff arrived before going out again. After Carl's death and the other unexplained crew members' disappearance, no one wanted to go back to camp. Believe me, I was one of the first men who was packed up and ready to get out of Dodge. I visited the local bar one last time and hoping to find that old man. Well, I found him there in the same spot, sitting and drinking. But before I even sat down, he said, "I warned you. You can't go around talking about that stuff and expect nothing to happen." I shook my head in acknowledgement. I had to ask him one question. Did he really take his own life, or was it a skinwalker? The old man looked me straight in my eyes, and with a very serious tone, he once again warned me, "Don't ever talk about them. Talk will attract attention." He got up without saying another word. Believe me when I warn you, some legends, some folklores are true.